Hello, hello, hello. What's good, everybody? It is Thursday night, and we are ready to get back into another one. Only Murders in the Building, and I can't wait to talk about it. And I can't wait to talk about it with two of the best in the business. We got the one, the only, aka the sexy half. How we doing tonight?
I am a little bit slippy, but I am here to talk about these murderations.
Oh, we're about to get into it. We going deep tonight, and we going deep with the one, the only Phantom D sexy half. How we doing tonight, brother?
Yo, what is good? I'm telling you, I did not expect so much of the Westies this season. I thought it was gonna be like a 1 or 2 episode thing, but oh my gosh, they keep rolling with them.
That kind of tells you they must be involved in a major way, right?
Indeed.
Oh man, let's get into it. We're going to be talking about all things Only Murders in the Building, Season 4, Episode 8. This one's simply called Lifeboat. And we open with Dudenoff comparing the lifeboat to an affordable apartment on the Upper West Side. And Vince, getting directions, asks if he can enter from here, but the doorman points him to the west side of the building. Something tells me that this wasn't just some innocuous opening, and something about this is a clue to the murders. But he comes off the elevator, and to Rudy seemingly losing out on yet another role, and they all get fancy invitations to come to Dudenoff's apartment. And when Vince makes a snarky comment about how all this seems like so murder mystery like, I was giggling right out of the gate. I was like, this is gonna be a good episode. We also see even way back then he had some kind of problem with his eye. Like, what is going on with his eyes, AK?
I don't know. And I'm wondering, how long has he had this jumping pink eye thing? Because it's the first time we've seen him without the patch, but his eye is still itching.
It seemed like
So what is going on there?
Seemed like what, Phantom?
It seemed like this is when it started, at least when he got the invitation. So before that invitation to like Dudenoff's place for like the whole apartments, he never had it. So is this the hint of he did the murder, he got the pink eye, boom, guilty conscience, the pink eye.
Or he's allergic to
it's very Telltale Heart like.
He says, I miss the fans from season 1. I miss the fans from season 1 too. We need them back. They got to come back and play a role next year because they were.
I'm surprised they are. Like, who knows? If anything, during the world premiere for the movie, if it does happen, you might end up seeing like the fans there front row or something.
Absolutely,
possibly.
Out there, he doesn't properly wash his hands. Hey, he gives himself.
I was gonna say maybe it's from that old musty apartment, but I don't think it is because nobody else has this weird ass affliction.
Or he's pulling moves like from the boys.
It seems like he wasn't living in the Arconia until like that invitation.
No, he wasn't.
He was living somewhere.
No, he wasn't. Yeah, that the day that he invited them all there is when
I was
they got
under the impression
apartments.
that they were probably already like living there, and then they just end up moving to that one.
No, because remember he said the whole floor was empty.
Yeah, exactly. Seemed like it was empty once his wife left. I think they mentioned something about getting the invite from the Raven. Maybe I misheard. That's when it all started. Absolutely, yeah. It seemed like it's like very Raven-esque, almost getting like a Raven. Just a little touch of Game of Thrones in there. Absolutely.
All roads lead back to Thrones.
You already know. Absolutely. That was fantastic. And remember, everybody, at the end of this, we always do a little bit of trivia. So stick around and see what you remember about the episode and see how many of those you can answer correctly. We also got another one solved when they finally introduced Greta to us. Like, someone's alive, because the story we hear later does not jibe with Vince having a picture of this woman with her face scratched out, and we have some things to talk about.
Yeah, because in this whole flashback thing, I'm like, what did she do to the point that you scratched it? But here's the thing, though. He's the only one that has a picture of her face scratched out. No one else we've seen like that photo in the apartment with her face scratched out. So again, Vince, like my eyes is on you. Well, one of my eyes.
What could possibly
something there
have happened?
Yeah, people trying to say that nothing happened this episode. It was a filler. Hey, they dropped all.
Absolutely not. What? I mean, there was all types of details and holes filled in. Literally half of the plot we've been questioning was answered and wrapped up quite nicely.
Even watching the same show. I mean, I just don't
not at all.
Even watching the same show. How many nuggets do you need dropped? Are you kidding me? They were everywhere.
Seriously.
We can talk about this one. We got some things to discuss. Are you kidding me? Oh, yeah, but that was dope. So, yeah, I was wrong about that. It wasn't Loretta. It's actually Greta. But, boy, that sure sounds alike. Are we going to find out, like, they're related or somehow? Or, I don't know. That's kind of crazy. But, yeah, basically that boils down to the Westies are a bunch of freaking liars and everything they say is a lie. And I ain't buying nothing coming out of none of their mouths. Nothing. And we're about, like I said, we're about to discuss some things today. Dudenoff opens the door and says he's about to change their lives. And then, of course, it cuts to the best part of every episode. And I got to say, yes, Jake, I did nail it on the first time through. I rewound it just to make sure that that's the only thing that it was, and I didn't miss anything. I was like, really? Is that it?
You gotta tell me what it is. I was like looking throughout the entire thing. I'm like, what the hell is new? Is it the police car at the end or something? Like, well, what's going on?
I think it was something in one of the windows. There was a silhouette that looked different.
That's funny. I actually saw that too. And you mean at the very end? And I had to go back through previous one and go, has that always been there? Just because of what happened, it made it look weird. So you were on it, you just missed it. Wow, that's crazy.
So what is it then? This one I was like, I could not spot it.
I nailed this one on the first time through. That's awesome. The first watch through, I thought it. Second watch, I don't.
Yeah, I only watched it once.
The Westie said, yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was at the very end as they're getting ready to pan out. They show the incinerator going off, and they show all the lights flickering.
Yeah,
and that's why that silhouette looked weird at the end, because the guy in the window was like, "Holy shit, has that always been there?" And he was. It's just you never stood out before because the lights never went out and came back on before.
And I feel like I saw that by accident, honestly.
Yeah. But yeah, that was it. Because I had to do it. I was like, I saw it on the first year. I was like, is that it? They're just going to do a lights flicker? And I was like, oh yeah, the lights flicker and mean the incinerator. So they're going to be talking about the incinerator this episode.
Clever.
Oh man, yeah, I caught that one quick. Yeah, so yep, Jake, we was on it. We was on it. My favorite part of every episode. Of course, I was on that one. But back a couple episodes ago, the Giant Tamer made notice of their car that they drive has California plates. And I kind of just blew it off back then as a technical oversight. But now here we are opening the show by zooming in on this license plate. What of a car supposedly owned by a New Yorker? Why does it have California plates? Now I know this is no oversight. So this is definitely a clue. And this is Oliver's car. So what's happening, Phantom?
No clue. I don't know about license plates in New York. So
I was about to say, knowing Oliver, it's highly possible he just had a car from there and he just never bothered to update it because it's a lot easier to get around in New York than most places on public transportation. And we're talking about the car that they were in, the three of them were in, right? Yeah, because that car looks very old. I mean, I don't know what year it was, but it doesn't look like anything that I've seen recently.
Pay extra just to change license plate to the current state you're in?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Again, knowing how broke he is, I don't think he would pay.
Yeah, I think it's been stuck in a garage somewhere.
Yep, exactly. I mean, that, like I said, that's not just a thing. I thought it might have been production overview, but the Giant Tamer brought it up the first time. But now that they're panning in straight on it, they're letting us know, hey, you need to be paying attention to this.
Or at the very least, where did the car come from? Because the license plate on it is kind of unique, also.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. The stickers from 2024. So they're definitely updating it. And you have to, or it would get towed out of the spot, even though he owns it. So I'm not sure how that works. But I know like a lot of apartments, if you don't keep your
they would still push them to make it. Even if you never drove it, if it was in there, it had to be up to date.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, that's kind of wild, but I don't know. That's definitely going to be a clue, and we got to figure this out. This makes me think the sensitive thing that Saz wanted to talk to Charles. Oh, we're about to get into it, folks. The sensitive thing I think Saz wanted to talk to Charles about was that his best friend is a serial killer. It's also the big
problem. Oh, no. You better stop you right there. How dare you?
When we were talking about Oliver and Howard being proteges and copycat killers, I think we were on to more than we thought about, because basically that's the thing that Saz wanted to talk about to Charles about the sensitive.
Did you not see how this guy tried to re-demonstrate how the murder happened?
Oh, absolutely. He's lost. That's Charles doing it. I'm saying Oliver's the killer. This is Oliver's car. Why does Oliver have a car with California plates? This is not Charles. Charles does the driving, but Oliver's never had a license. He never bothered to get a license because it's New York City. He just, for some reason, social status, wanted to have a car. But I think that's a lie. He got this car from somebody he murked. Like, yeah, that's a sensitive thing that Charles wanted to, or that Saz wanted to talk to Charles about. It's also the big problem with the movie that she was going to tell Bev about. One of your stars is actually a real murderer. And like that wasn't just a quirky little Oliver moment with him staring into the camera a couple episodes going and Howard saying you're not supposed to do that. No, that was a psycho serial murderer, like looking in, like knowing he's coming close to being found out, and just crazily smiling into the camera because he has
Hell no, get out of here with that.
I'm telling you,
someone else on the crew is a murderer. That's not him.
That's it. That's what's happening. That's why this car is here. That's a big clue coming in on it. Oh, it's a chat.
The main person Oliver is gonna kill us himself with his whole like freaking dep eating and cholesterol watch and heart attack happened now.
Oh yeah, stay fit. Don't forget he hasn't had a license in 25 years. He probably bought the car from someone from Cali and never changed the registration. I mean that fits. It actually could.
He probably bought it from the murderer.
From the Merc.
I mean, no, that's a very good point right there. Because yeah, that's why the tags are from California.
He bought the one for murder. But yeah, one way or another, these tags are definitely going to be a huge one. So why not just go deep and go all the way with it? Absolutely. But yeah, that was just so weird with him looking into the camera. That was just so offbeat and weird. And we just took it as like a quirky little moment in our fun little show. But no, that was a psycho serial killing murderer looking right into the camera going, you're getting close. Not me yet. I'm telling you, they are coming. Oh my God, yeah. Maybe he and Howard are truly copycat killers filming their evil tryst as they roll around. Like they're just keeping it all to go. That'd be nuts.
I mean, he is obsessed with them.
On the way home, their car breaks down, and while waiting for the AAA, Mabel gets a call saying they're calling again. Was that just the actors calling? And if so, why is she trying so hard to avoid them, AK?
I question also why are they trying so hard to be around the trio? This is a little bit of sus behavior in my book. But yeah, Mabel is just trying to get the mystery solved. And they are a distraction. Have they been helpful distractions at points? Yes, but still a distraction nonetheless.
Zach says, now that we found that we're indispensable, we can't leave you alone. I was loving that. That was hilarious. But Mabel gives us a recap, and out loud, it sounds even more ridiculous and unlikely. And also loved how Oliver said he was the most, like, he was almost shot as he's the most essential person to their investigative work. I was like, that glare and eye roll Mabel gave was just priceless. So good. The actors FaceTime the trio, and all three agreed to meet in a safe place, not the Arconia, finally making some smart decisions. And I love how Zach just starts it off with, okay, so we bust in with two celebrities and Eugene, and then what? I was just, poor American Pie Dad just getting no love.
Bruh. Eugene should have reached all the way back to that freaking role he played with ironically with Steve Martin and Queen Latifah. I forget what it was, but he ended up being like this old school, roundaway dude, white dude that speaks hood and fell in love with Queen Latifah. He needed to reach back to that energy and just go ahead and smack the fuck out of Zach and be done. Because put some respect on that man's name, bruh.
Oh man. He keeps trying to pump his Tony Danza idea, but no one's trying to hear it. And as many times as they said his name, like I wonder if he was supposed to make a cameo, but circumstances wouldn't allow it.
I thought the same thing. I was like, is Tony Danza about to step on this motherfucker? Because that's still my dude, man.
Right?
Who's the boss?
He's trying to get Tony Danza to come down or something. Because like the amount of times he was saying his name, I'm like, am I supposed to know?
He gonna pop up sometime.
Oh, that was gonna be my question. I'm like Oliver with Mabel. Did you not know who Tony Danza was? Phantom?
Wait, he didn't know?
He said I'm low-key looking him up. You don't remember you never saw Who's the Boss on Nick at Night or anything like that?
Let's see, who's this guy? I have no idea.
Wait, who are you asking?
Wow, Tony Danza.
Oh
my God, I'm so old.
No, I don't think I've seen him in anything.
Did you ever watch Charmed?
Charmed, yeah.
Okay, Alyssa Milano, as a child, was also on Who's the Boss with literally legends in the acting industry. How have you never heard of this show?
No, I never seen Who's the Boss.
I mean, I
wild.
understand the oldest. Like, I'm old. Like, I take it all the way back to Taxi days when he was in Taxi. You want to talk about him working with legends like Danny DeVito.
Oh yeah, definitely. But fandom for a little bit more context. Poker Face, when they were going against the two old ladies that used to be in that random cult that ended up coming back to kill the dude that betrayed them when they were in the 70s. The blonde chick that was in the wheelchair, she played the boss actually on Who's the Boss.
Angela, the mom. Or actually,
yeah,
she was
Judith Light, I believe it was her name. She was also on the soap opera for a while.
Who was also, what was her name?
Mona.
Yeah, Angela Lang, or no, something Lang. Jessica Lang?
No, not Jessica.
Yeah, they're all stars. Yeah,
I don't remember what Mona's name, what the actress's name was, but I remember that role, and she was hilarious.
Take her all the way back to soap days. I'm telling you, I can go way back. Oh man,
back in the day, your mom sitting watching the stories when you get home from school.
Right? I don't know. That was crazy. He must have been supposed to make a cameo because they brought his name up just way. He was way too next season. This episode. That'd be awesome. It was Tony Danza that did it.
Breadcrumbs.
Also loved how Ava came in like Oliver and like usually does with Charles, and like after Eugene explained his plan, she comes in like, I love it, but I would just change it slightly and maybe not do it. And then votes for going in. I was just dying. Like, she votes for going in with a ding dong plan. I was like, get it.
I was like, ding dong plan. What the hell? I'm thinking of the chocolate. So I'm like, what the hell are we talking about?
I was dying. Eva was killing.
Oh, the little rolls?
Yeah.
Hostess. And side note, did anyone else notice like the picture in the kitchen on the set? I don't know. That just had me giggling the whole time.
The meat thing?
Eugene.
No, the picture there, the picture in the back, how it said mean cold meat.
Yeah.
You know,
mean cold meat, yeah.
Remember?
That's something Charles would have in his apartment too.
It really is.
You guys don't realize that he does.
That is one of the same ones.
It's a play on his. In Charles's apartment, it says nice warm vegetables.
Yeah.
So in there now, it says
so that's
mean,
what I was saying.
Yeah. I was just dying. Just
mean cold meat. Oh damn!
I was like, I could not.
Also, did we see Magorio's like freaking what was there, a sex toy, whatever she was using in this scene? I was like, what the hell?
Bruh,
she says also a vibrator. And then
questions.
She said, "Oh man, maybe we want to use it." She's like, "I'm good." There's a reason why she don't.
Right? Yeah, you. What weird ass rich people parties has she been going to that y'all just walk around sharing each other's dildos and shit? No, thank you.
Hey, it was a core tightener too. Come on now. What wasn't nice and warm was Charles's new demeanor. Like, what is this new uncovered, suppressed psycho version of Charles that they're trying to write in? Like, is this another smudge retcon or like?
Is it new?
Seasons.
Is it new?
Have we seen him freak out and rage like that?
Only time we see him freak out was when he tried to do the rehearse the.
When he went to the White Room.
Yeah, that's the only time ever.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that could be an example. They're trying to like.
But we know it's an ongoing issue with him doing all that nonsense. I mean, I think it also set the precedent in the episode before with his sister. Because she also always thinks that he's mad at her for whatever reason, but that's not usually the case. She's just he wants it to seem, I think, that she's misinterpreting things. Not saying that he is mad at her, but he's good at hiding his feelings and trying not to let that anger come out.
The White Room wasn't rage. It was like a safe place to go when he got scared or nervous.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but in the real world, he was raging out.
Hey, what's up, Fred? There's a name I haven't seen before. Welcome. He's like, I think
Fred Stone goes on.
Usually he would rage out. At one point he would rage out. Another point he would like propose to someone. Like, who knows what would happen?
Yeah, he goes to the White Room. You never know what's going to happen. He ends up in his underwear with his shoes around his hands and shit. So.
I mean, look, let's be for real though. It's Charles. That could happen.
Oh, Scott Bakula, I've heard that before. Like, why do they bring his name up? Why has he made like certain appearances? Why was he at that Hollywood party? Like, just showing him like, hey, don't forget this is part of the scene. Why is he part of the scene? So yeah, I'm with you. He could absolutely be the killer.
The breadcrumbs that could drop from him, especially because of his role in Quantum Leap, that could make things very interesting.
Absolutely. But yeah, I was dying. And am I the only one who laughed out loud when Eva said Oliver was a little old to be having a shotgun wedding and Zach pipes in with more of a musket wedding? Like every time I heard that, I was giggling. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. What a dick. Oh, I love how they lean into the old jokes, so they live for it. Eva has a little multi-tool, like you were talking about, contraption she's come up with to sell. And even though she kind of uses it again later, in the end, they opt not to use the recording she secretly gathered. But I don't know. I just get the feeling that that's not the last time we're going to end up seeing this thing in action. Were you getting any feelings like that? Like that's going to be a thing.
Yeah. I hope she grabbed it from her and put it in her back pocket or something, because if you just tell them not to do nothing with that, but you let them walk out that building with it, you're gonna those poor people are gonna lose their apartments because they will be put on blast.
You feeling the same thing, Phantom? This thing's definitely gonna come back in and be a thing later.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't think we're done with that one. Zach here and Oliver's getting married this weekend sends him into a little bit of a tizzy. Like he said, weddings demand spectacle, and the fact that he thinks Oliver is getting married down at a courthouse just disgusts him. Like, was Oliver ever really going to do that, or was he just letting Zach kind of go off for his own entertainment? Because he never said he was. Zach just kind of piped it and went with it.
Could be a bit of both. I don't know. Not sure on that one.
That was crazy. But yeah, then it ends up switching up. But yes, I don't know, because he does come with him with a few extra things. So I think maybe he actually was going to do that. And then Zach kind of got in his head like, hey, you can't be doing that. But I don't know. I don't know if he was really ever going to do that. It is Oliver, and he is the epitome of spectacle in every situation. But Eugene is more than a little intrigued with this new emotional side of Charles. He wants to get him more in touch with his inner anger. And just like Tony Stark, like poking Banner with a pen, like he wants Charles to let it out. I was like, why leave this man alone? Then the plan is afoot, and the Westies are at the door, ready to place him. Oh, hell. Except they're not. They know the crew know about the checks, and they're here to tell their sympathetic version of what happened. Like, I really don't know.
I have a question.
What?
Why, when they have these weird meetups and the tension is thick, they come in with freaking knives and weapons all the damn time? Like, what's wrong with you? Yeah. And then also on the other half of that, y'all didn't come up with no plan B just in case something went wrong. You didn't plan for this. Yeah, it's season 4, and I don't understand how they just think walking in all gung ho is going to help them.
I'm with AK on this one, LK. I think that if they didn't get that thing back from Eva, which I don't think they did, that's one way or another, that's going to pop in, and I think it's 100% going to be a thing by the end of the season. They're not done with that. It's coming back for sure. Liars, every one of them, including Helga. We're definitely going to talk about that because every one of them is some lying bastards. I don't believe nothing they say ever from here on out. Nothing they say is real.
Oh, cut her some slack. You know,
I want to see the tape.
One of the bunch.
All them Westies are some lying bastards. All of them. But yeah, and other half, and like you were just saying, like what you were just saying, AK, that was my very next thing, was like, other than having a reason to tote that big ass knife through the halls, why did they even bring the hamon?
Didn't nobody take off no slices? Nothing.
Just stupid.
Y'all literally just walk around this building.
That's the sense of like, you know, like, hey, we're not gonna like hurt you or anything, even though you expect us as the murderers.
Who isn't gonna see a blade that long and think, oh, this could be some fucked up shit? I don't care if they have a whole dinosaur leg swung over their shoulder that they're walking in the room with. No, that blade was huge.
New York. See something, say something, get that out of here. We just look, keep it moving.
Okay, but they're not outside. They're not outside in general.
Outside.
No.
Well, on that note,
if I see someone with a gun, I'm not gonna be like, "Why do you have a gun? Why do you have a knife?"
I'm going to walk away from them. But actually, I wouldn't be in that position because I'm not going where these crazy people are.
But on the flip side of that, when I went back and when I'm thinking about it, I believe Rudy pulled off the hat and then pulled it out. Didn't pull it off, but he had the hat and then pulled it off. So I think they were hiding that long ass knife in the Santa hat. Because I feel like he pulled that knife out of the Santa hat, gave the hat to a girl, and then she went around and started collecting all their phones with it, if I'm remembering.
What the hell was the point of the ham then?
That's my thing. Why did they bring any of this? Why bring any of this?
False sense of security.
Make any sense.
Here's some ham.
How is the ham a false sense of security? Absolutely not.
There's only one thing
It's
I could
just
pull out of
random as
that.
Unless you're
shit.
playing Oh Hell. They normally be cutting ham by playing Oh Hell.
Well, there's only one
The
thing.
general public. Sorry, go ahead,
But
DJ.
no, the general public what?
No, I was gonna say, well, I mean, well, not even the general public because they're still inside, but nobody seeing them in the hallways walking around is gonna see that ham and think, oh, they play this they play this on when they're doing Oh Hell every week. Those people don't know them, so it
I mean, that is
really
a
makes
alibi.
no
Remember,
sense.
see them like with a knife. They're like, wait, why are we carrying the
The
knife?
ham
I was cutting the
saying
ham.
the ham blocked the door. The ham didn't block the door. The luggage cart blocked the door.
Yeah, with the ham on it. But that's my whole point, and what I think is the only reason I can even get or pull out of any of this is that damn luggage cart. They're trying to show this luggage cart way too often. Lester came in pushing the luggage cart for no reason, talking about he was like the guy in the gimp mask in a picture, Google it. He's come in with it other times. They did the montage with Zach Galifianakis and Oliver. They had this cart in there. They're dancing around it and dipping it. They're
So
bringing
Lester's
it down.
the murderer?
I'm telling you, Lester might just be the murderer, and that's how he's
Which one's Lester?
bodies around. The doorman.
Yeah.
The
one who
doorman.
lets everyone
that wouldn't surprise me at all.
Oh, dude, just think about it. All the old school movies, it was always the butler did it. So that would not surprise me at all if they brought this all around, and in the end, basically the butler, aka the doorman, aka Lester, did it. Like, if nothing else, he's at least responsible for the 14 bodies that were never found that opened this whole series up in the first place that Charles came in talking about. Like, there's all these murders that never got taken. At the very least, Lester killed those 14. I'm positive. I'm telling you.
That makes sense because again, remember where this apartment is. It's in a very ritzy part of Manhattan. So he's dealing with a whole bunch of uppity, crotchety assholes, and we've seen them on the elevator going up and down in and out the building. They're dicks to each other. So of course the lowly bellhop, ma'am, he's gonna face all of their fury and ridiculousness. And yeah, I could see him doing that. And I don't think he would have used it necessarily with Dudenhoff. I think Dudenhoff was probably the only person in that building that he would have had a personable relationship with.
I think that's 100%. Whoever killed Saz or whatever, whoever cleaned up Saz, used this thing to transport the body. So I don't think they had to be some big, strong Hulk. They just had to be somebody that could lift her up onto this thing and keep it moving. So yeah, they show this cart way too often. This cart is a thing in a part of murders. It's the only reason it's in so many. And
for anyone that may be questioning why there's even a luggage cart there, when you live in a that I don't want to say exactly luxury, but one of those secure type buildings like that, we do have luggage carts in the lobby. If it's a good enough building. The one I'm in now doesn't have it, but the one I did before, yeah. They make shit very convenient for the people that live there.
What's up, John? Good to see you back. Good to see you back.
What's good, Day Maker?
Like LK was saying, like, why even threaten them? They were already invited over. Just tell them once you're inside. What's with all these?
Just talk. Yeah. Just talk. What did you need to collect their phones for?
Yeah, I mean, this whole thing is insanity. So they couldn't call the cops and get them out of there. I mean, I don't know, ridiculous. Zach says that's why you killed and ate him, and the daughter was quick with the we didn't eat him, but you did kill him. Busted. Liars, y'all a lie.
They didn't do that either.
Y'all a lie. Yes, they did. That's why she said we didn't eat him, but you killed him, and that was a good move, Zach. I saw it. I was there with you. Alfonso starts in with his story, and I love how Mabel just called out instantly, like saying, oh, here they go. They're all going to give us their backstories to humanize themselves. Like, she is so spot on with exactly what we're thinking as the audience. I love how they write that in. That's great. Then Rudy busts in with his story, but first activates his Christmas sweater, and he says, I don't know why I keep replacing the battery. And Eugene's eyes just go huge. I'm like, yeah, why would you keep replacing the battery? And why are you even wearing that ridiculous?
I was saying the same thing. I'm like, dude, you're not doing any YouTube right now.
Right? Exactly. You're not online. None of your fans are going to see you. You say you hate Christmas. I say you're a liar and you actually are a Christmas nut job. And
I don't understand why you even need to lie about that. I have friends that will start counting down how many days from Christmas the day after Christmas.
Oh, for sure.
That's when
the
her
hell?
calendar starts. 365 more days till Christmas.
Oh, I'm a Christmas kid. We don't even have kids, and every year I go out, cut down a Christmas tree, and put in a 10
Yeah,
tree.
you got to have
I don't do
decorations up.
that anymore. I can't recall last time there was like a Christmas tree in my.
I haven't done that in a few years, but yeah, like most of the time in my 20s, even if I wasn't going to be home and I was going to my mom's house or one of my aunts, I would still have some stuff up at my
But
place.
I'll be drinking some eggnog though.
There you go. Oh, maybe not
What kind of eggnog? Like the regular
not the
eggnog
one
or
that freaking
our
Still
people
be
eggnog?
making.
Rudy can keep his eggnog.
3 different types. One you can buy in a store. One of our people eggnog, AK, and another one the coquitos. Oh,
I mean, though, they throw down with that one too, though.
Oh, but yeah, he's definitely a nut job, and he solidified the fact by going into and making everyone sit through an entire monologue of a few. And I was like, come on,
like for what, bro?
What is this? I mean, for the comedy purpose.
You're an influencer. You have a huge following. You have a huge audience already. You didn't need this monologue.
Yeah, why would? And first off, would you even sat there and even listen to him spew out this?
Absolutely not.
Hell no. And second, did you notice that what Dudnoff said in that very next flashback? He asked Rudy if his life were a movie, what would be your happy ending? And then a few weeks later, he asked him to move into his building to rent an apartment that he rents for super cheap. Like, knowing what we know about our trio having older cameras in all their apartments, dude, it was Dudnoff that placed all these. He has a bunch of secret cameras in random apartments throughout the Arconia. He's freaking filming his own new Fandango secret movie.
Which brings me to my tinfoil for the thing. And I guess kind of back to the tinfoil because I had it with Sass, but now I'm questioning, is this dude actually dead? Because you could plant some shit. Again, I'm still not firm on Sass being gone either. It's very easy to get somebody to put the right type of tracking device in your thing and toss it in there. Have these people fake your death for you, or help you fake your death. All this extracurricular shit. Why they would be doing this, I don't know. But I feel like it's a possibility that we need to put up on the board.
Oh, I'm 100. This is where I'm going with it. I am 100% in, and we're going to go even deeper on it. But the only thing we need to figure out is if this is so, who else knew about the cameras and is now using them for more devious purposes, for murder and such. And Bev, then we go back to like what I was talking about last week when I said that maybe Bev and Vince are brother and sister siblings. And like I said, he invested in this movie. That's one of the reasons, like she's got everything in on this movie, and maybe they've got all their money in on it. So that's like they have to keep this movie going. And Bev said she passed on the Barbie movie and didn't want to miss out on the next big thing. Was this movie the next big thing that she's referring to? And is that why she's fighting so hard to save it? Because it's going to be the first of her kind, and she wants to be, she wants to be the head of it. Like, I missed out on Barbie. I'm not missing out on this. Like I said,
could have been.
I was asking last.
Honestly, from her look, and I don't know Kathleen Kennedy, but from her look and how she's acting with this, how like extra she is, it reminds me of Kathleen Kelly. If y'all don't know who that is, I believe it was Sony exec that does all the fuck shit with Marvel and Feige and all that. She's had weird behavior just like this too.
But I was asking last stream who and why would write up those contracts allowing secret cameras to be part of it. Now we see the why. We see the why, so we just need to figure out the who. Like, how is Bev connected to the Westies? And like I said last stream, I think it might be her and Vince or something, might be siblings. And I think that fits even stronger now because I think that's exactly what's going on. So yeah, we'll see. What's up, Phantom? How you feel about that?
As long as it's not Oliver.
Like I said, 3 murder boards, 3 different murders. We haven't even gotten the third murder yet. But yeah, 3 murder boards, 3 different murders. But yeah, we're getting this one solved in, and this one's happening. But yeah, then Vince turns to tell a story, and right out of the gate, he says, "Oh, those kids," already letting us know that he's a bitter old man and got some issues. Like, he didn't like the way those kids.
Oh, and he shows that very soon.
And in the next scene, Dudnoff says, "You know what makes this movie timeless? Casting. If you get the cast right, your work will live forever. And he makes mention about this casting situation a few times. Dudenoff was definitely making a movie in the Arconia, and he was making it with his tenants unknowingly. At this point, I am sure of it. Like, they just talk about this way too much. So Vince and Dudenoff bonded over a movie and being widows, and so Dudenoff invites him over to his inner circle, and he gets along with them all splendidly. But he said, we all had a dream, and Dudenoff helped us with it. So what do you think Vince's dream was?
To be a filmmaker.
Vince is who again?
The eye patch.
The eye patch. Or maybe not specifically a filmmaker, but something to leave his mark somewhere, to be remembered, like not just disappear and fade off into obscurity. Like he makes it a real... Go ahead.
He just didn't want to be alone. The old man.
That's maybe that was the dream, not want to be alone. That's kind of the only
that was it. That all of that rolled into one.
Then you're pretty much immortalized.
If Bev
don't end up being like Charles,
connected with the Westies, I think she knew Marshall didn't write the script. She might have. She might know that's a problem with it, but yeah, I think she might. I think she is in with the Westies a little bit. They're connected somehow. Maybe Dudenoff and the doorman. He does have a master key. Ooh, him and Lester had to hook up because but Lester is more for the east side, and the Westies seem to have their own door. So I don't even know if they have a doorman on the Westie side.
Yeah, they wouldn't. The Westies there, they wouldn't be able to get inside the east.
Vince and Dudenoff bonded over the movies, and like I said, his dream, maybe it was just not to be alone, but he also said Dudenoff said his dream was to go to Portugal, and we haven't seen him since. We see pretty quick that was a lie, so I don't know. Does this cat ever tell the truth?
I don't know.
It's almost like everything out of Eye Patch's eye is a lie. Like, I'm not buying nothing that any of them are saying, but especially Vince. So the Westies think they've gotten through to our crew, but Charles has just one last move up his sleeve. Time to pull out the ding dong, which instantly has Eva all aglow. And that's when Helga walks in, and the Westies looked mortified. She says she's there to tell the truths, and Rudy fittingly says they can't handle the truth. We didn't get another one answered when we see Helga was a locksmith, and he was the one who installed the punch code on Dudenoff's front door, so that's why that was there. And it seems like he was always losing his keys, and without his wife around, he just can't seem to ever find them. I call BS. You buying this bullshit fandom?
No, I didn't believe it because I think he just did it mainly so he can get Helga over.
Yeah, like she said herself, she's hot. And he's lonely and found a way to spend some time with a beautiful woman. Talking about this is before your time, starting singing themes from 80s sitcoms. I see you, player.
Bruh, right. I feel like he did that because he wanted to try to definitely coax or push for some whatever level of relationship he was looking for, friend or more, but that he was an older man, and he knows some things, and he's very fascinated that she knows the theme song for that show. And I don't understand, because have you met people that love fandoms? We know all the theme songs. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter how old we are, except for if your name is Fandom that doesn't watch stuff.
She wasn't having it though. She just kept making mention about his age, like keep it in your pants, radio. Like,
oh, you remind me of my dad.
Until he mentioned "Oh Hell," that kind of brought the daddy memories back, flooding back in a good way. She's like, "Oh." So a couple years in, and Helga gets a note on her door from Dudenoff saying that he is not good with goodbyes, but he's off to live in Portugal. And while reading the note, the lights flickered, which she was well aware only happened when the incinerator was used. So in the days to come, she couldn't prove it, but she felt in her bones that they had killed Dudenoff, which, of course, they vehemently deny it. So,
I have another question.
What's that?
How did she know that happened with the incinerator?
Well, she'd lived there for a while, and it's probably happened a couple of times.
The average person, even being a tenant, would not know that specifically is what the issue is, though.
She lived there recently, though. It was not for a while, because remember she said she lived like what?
And then she's been gone for
from New York,
5 or so years.
So I was
From that
like,
building?
wait a
Still, you
minute.
talk with people, and I mean, if it happened once or whatever, you'd be like, "Yeah, you guys notice your lights flicker? Did your lights flicker?" And you're like, "Oh yeah, that happens every time the incinerator gets used." I mean, that could just be small talk with new neighbors. I kind of give that.
Mm.
I could see how that happens. Thank you for being a friend. Such a good song. Travel road and back again.
I go back to the first episode when they talk about this incinerator being used. I think there's something about the times when this incinerator being used is not adding up to me.
Yeah. There's definitely something fishy there. And I get it because I know like living in apartment buildings in New York, especially big ones like that, and I'm not even talking about the ones that are really in the nice neighborhoods, but in a regular apartment building like that, you got the super that's in there. And if you're cool with the super, then he might tell you what's going on with stuff. But it's really weird that any of them would know what's going on with the incinerator. Or why they even have an incinerator. That's actually really weird too.
And why did Dudenoff give her a check? What was that about?
What was that check for?
Just here's.
Oh wait, no, because she had just got done changing the locks.
No,
Yeah, she came in as the locksmith.
What if originally Dudenoff left everything to her, but then Vince was like, "No, this might mess up our deal with the whole apartment thing." So he had to like alternate everything. So maybe that's what it is.
I like that.
But alternate everything how?
Not keep everything as it is, and not let her know that he's dead, and in his will she got left everything. If she finds that out, she might take everything and get greedy and kick them all out and charge more.
I don't think he would have done that. I think he left it pretty ironclad that assuming the story is what the story actually is. Judging from the film reel that they showed, I think that part is true. He would have set anything in the paperwork saying that she got anything in the will, because the goal was for people to think he was still alive. So I don't think there was ever a will to be contested.
Could be. They might let us know more about that. Eugene again tries to get Charles to connect with his inner rage and tantrum with him, but I'm not sure like what that was we were seeing. Like Zach was underwhelmed and I was just lost. Like, what the hell was that? If Charles actually does snap and lose it, will we actually see him like, I don't know. Is he the uncaught?
Maybe if when we officially see like who murdered Saz, excuse me, we have to see Charles' reaction to it.
That'd be sick. Watch him go ham on somebody. Like I said, if he does snap and lose it, maybe we'll actually see that he is the uncaught serial killer from way back with the 14 bodies in the backyard. Who knows? Like, he is the one that was talking about it. How does he know about it? If
Charles will kill the murderer, then Jen will be like, "Wow, I didn't know you had it in you, Charles."
I mean, he's talking about 14 bodies in the backyard that were never found. If they were never found, how the fuck does he know about them?
Yeah.
When was the story? That was the thing that was made public, wasn't it?
What was made public?
The 14 bodies.
I don't remember. I have to go back and watch it. I don't remember exactly what was or how it was said, but yeah, I mean, if they got found, then yeah. But if not, it's like, whoa, did they let us know right out the gate? I don't know. Like I said, I can't wait to go back and, knowing what we know now, do a rewatch and see all the little clues that they dropped us. And again, I wonder, did they really write it that way in the first place, or are they just going back now and retconning everything now that this show is such a huge success?
Or they just looked online, see what plot holes that were like done in the past, and like, hey, let's actually use some of these plot holes in our season 4.
Dude, that's genius. If I was a writer, how do you not do that? I would be all over YouTube. I mean, Reddit, YouTube, they're the smartest. Everybody, you got all the brains going. You're going to find all the nuggets, all the little flaws, all the little holes. I'd be watching all that stuff and going back and plugging it. You'd be like the best writer in Hollywood. I can't believe more people. There has to be some that do that. I mean, there has to be. You'd be an idiot not to. Also, Vince grabs the knife and makes everyone go back with him. Like, you're gonna grab the knife and then threaten everybody to go back to your place, like to get the buried film out of your floorboard. Why are you holding them at knife point to do this? Like,
because at this point, go ahead. Sorry.
Well, I'm gonna say
at this point, aren't we having a conversation?
Or even still, how ridiculous is it? Like, you have to freaking, once you get out there, you're all going to have to take separate elevators back down to the lobby, then pass everybody in the lobby, go outside, pass a bunch more people, go back in the door, go take separate elevators back up to his apartment. Like, what? And you're going to hold them all at knife point. What are we doing here? The whole thing was ridiculous.
Ridiculousness.
Just so silly. Like, what? Come on, man. Like, I don't know. And I'm pretty sure, like, if they wanted to escape, it wouldn't be much of a problem at this point. So just put the knife away. I do not understand the point of this knife at all. It makes no sense. But like I was saying earlier, can we just pause and take a quick moment to talk about this Lester shady ass? Like, always just popping up at the most random times. Like, again, why are the Westies hauling around that Hamon? I think it's to secretly show us the vehicle that Lester's been using to haul around all the dead bodies. Like, Lester called Charles and told him someone left a note to fix his window. What if he lied about that? What if no one needed to leave a note because he was already well aware there was a bullet hole in there because he knows who did it or he himself did it. Like, he's someone who's been there since season 1 and would know much more about the Arconia and its secret hallways. Like, if we're looking for a murder, the butler did it. Man, Lester feels.
Lester looks like he has some shaky hands. I don't know if he can be a sharp.
Well, he's older now. He might not be murking like he used to back in the day, but he could still do it. I'm telling you, shady as fuck. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. 14 body wasn't a real thing. Charles said it in season 1 to say no one ever hears about finding 14 bodies in the series. The Boondocks. That's
okay.
Yeah, like I said, I need to go back. It's been so long since I've seen. I need to go back and rewatch it exactly what they said and how they said it, because I'm sure they dropped some nuggets. Either way, whether they did it on purpose or they're going back and retcon, and they're going to be there. I can't wait to find them. Season 5 has already been approved. It will not be any of our main characters. Oh, it's absolutely going to be a main character for sure. One of them's dirty. Like I said, next season might just be called Only Murderers in the Building. They're all murking people. Yeah. Why would Charles call Charles at all? Why would he call Charles at all? Why would who call Charles at all? Too many things. But back in Vince's apartment, he says they all got notes the day of Dudenov's disappearance, and theirs were invitations to Dudenov's funeral saying, "Don't tell Helga." Why? Why would she feel any stronger about this than any of the rest of them, AK?
Because I think they, at this point, they have a pretty decent father-daughter like friendship relationship with each other.
Yeah, and then she just recently had lost her father, so it's like, wow, that's another person.
Yeah, exactly. And
I still would have told though, because then it's like it kind of would have dampened like your memory.
Yeah, I don't see how it would affect her any harder than it would the rest of them. I'm not buying any of it. Lies. I don't even know if Dudenov wrote that letter. Lies. Or if he did, maybe he's not dead.
Because again, it would be weird. Like you go to Portugal, but then you don't expect like the person you just like have a connection with not to seek you out, like visit you like one point in time. Like, so he should have just told Helga from jump.
Exactly. And then I get it, Jake. Why call Charles at all? Yeah, exactly. Why did he call Charles at all? Just to tell him, hey, I'm sorry I wasn't able to get to that. Maybe because things are supposed to be done lickety split. And so he's trying to apologize for not having it done yet. But yeah, that is random. Why did Lester call Charles at all about the window?
Unless he went to like drop something off and he noticed the hole in the wall.
No, he didn't. He kind of acted weird about it. And he's like, and then Charles had to say, is it a bullet hole? He's like, no. And then he's like, well, maybe. So yeah, he was shady as fuck about the whole situation. So, absolutely. I don't know. My eyes are on Lester at this point. And just because like these are old schoolers, and that's how all the old school movies were, the butler did it. So I could see him in the end tying this all into the butler/doorman did it. Once down there, Dudenov once again makes mention about never having made his own movie. But if he had, said he would cast the shit out of this one, which now I am pretty sure is exactly what he did. And I am 100% on board with my theory. He's making a movie. He's the one planning the cameras. He's got this whole cast going, and this is all 100% his doing. He told them all he only had a few months to live. That man looked pretty healthy to me, Phantom.
I mean, but I didn't get to deteriorate yet or anything, so they're showing.
He's having a few months to live. Like he's just gonna be walking around normal and then just drop dead one day.
I mean, Chad Bowman looked fine to me.
Yeah.
I mean, that is possible. If they didn't mention what the disease was, I think, but he only had a few months left and he was ready to check out on his own terms.
And I get that, but I mean,
So
he just did not look like a man on his last couple of months to live. He looked like a healthy 70-year-old, whatever, 65-year-old
you
man
would
thing.
you would be surprised how hard and fast the body will deteriorate once whatever happens really kicks into gear. It happens very quickly. I watched a
No, I
man
believe
was around his age go through the same thing very quick, and he had ended up with a stage 4 cancer, and it did not take long, sadly.
Yeah, I mean, it can go quick, but for him to say he's only got a couple months left, I would think he would be more advanced than what he's showing there. And he's up walking around doing, I mean, he just seemed a little too healthy to be ready to die in a couple months. But if that film, he said, if that film was real, I feel it was shot under duress, and maybe like the Westies really did kill him for the money and homes. Like maybe maybe they had a gun to his head and made him film this for Helga to be able to get away with it or something like that. But more so, like what he was saying just didn't seem to match up. Like I feel like the footage on that reel might have been spliced together. Like all a guy can do is try, and here's looking at you, kid, and like there's just a weird way, like it was old school film, so it could have just been the film, but just kind of a weird way to end that message, and it almost looked like that film was spliced together. Like that might not have been the actual message that he said. I don't know. Was anything fishy about that to you, fandom?
Yep, because since that photo in Vince's apartment, I'm like, was it supposed to be like this? And it just so happened like he had the film in his apartment too. I'm like, I don't trust you, Vince. Bombastic side-eyed in you with both eyes.
Oh, like I said, that's what it's going to be called next season. Only murderers in the building. They all out there murdering people. Oh, the pig could have done something too. If he can caddy, he can murk somebody. The pig out there killing people too. A couple months is just trying to move the Westies plot along. Don't give the writers any more credit than they deserve. I think the writers are kind of killing it if they're putting it together like this.
Yep.
But also, yeah, I felt that whole thing was staged. Like, why was Helga's pig still in the apartment? Like, if she had moved out, why is her pig still there? And then we find out, like, she was never Rudy's girlfriend. Why lie about that? They just slipped that right in. What was the point of that? Even Mabel said, oh, that was just another lie. Like, people, this is all bullshit. Like, what woman did Rudy say that they had caught on fire? He's like, oh, yeah, we lied about catching the woman on fire, too. I was like, well, I missed that. Like, he said that was a lie, too. Did the woman ever even get decapitated by a bus? Is that even where he got the drone? Like, I'm not buying anything these people are saying from here on out. They're all
just like the window that can't open. All of a sudden, they're opening at the damn window.
It opens,
all bullshit. Ain't not one truth come out of these people's mouth. They are all lying.
So he probably didn't even make that eggnog then.
I don't know.
Okay, so that's the truth. The eggnog.
Yeah, it is just unbelievable. Vince even asked her to move back in after all this. Again, if any of this is true, why does he have a picture with all of them except for Helga with her face scratched out? Like now all of a sudden,
and which apartment was she in? Which apartment was she in?
I would imagine the one that's empty.
Yeah, but to say
no, that one was Goodenough.
No, but no, because that's the one that we found the pig. So yeah, it wouldn't make sense.
So why was the pig in Dudenoff's? It was Dudenoff's, but why was the pig in Dudenoff's? Which tells me
she said it was. Well, that was probably the only place that she or they could stash it. So remember, she said it's the only place that building's the only place she could actually keep.
Yeah, but she was scared of them. So what? She thought these people that she thought were murderers and were going to kill her next were going to take care of her pet pig.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, that sounds fishy too.
What else was she gonna do with it?
I would buy more that my man was singing some old school 80s themes to her and finally melted her heart and then played OL, and these two ended up being a thing and she was living there with Dudenoff. And maybe she's the one who murked him and is keeping all this for herself. And maybe that the Westies found out, maybe that she was in love with him and they needed to get rid of her. But so they're all lying. Like nothing they are saying is true. It's all bullshit. And again, why does Vince have her picture with her face scratched? All their pictures, but her face scratched out.
The only one that I'm really super sus on is Vince, because his whole demeanor is weird. The way he acted in that class and how he was like so triggered by the freaking movie that is sus ridiculous behavior, and he's been shifty from the very start. I don't think all the rest of them are really in on it like that anymore. And yeah, for the pig, it was either stay there. I mean, even if she takes the pig out the building, inspections are a thing, a regular thing for those apartment buildings. That pig would have been found, and then it would have been headed to the slaughterhouse. So either way, you're taking a gamble.
Yeah, there's no way that she was. We know that was Dudenoff's apartment because of the lock that she had put on it. But I think again, she was staying there. I think those two were together, and I think
I need more proof than
either
that.
she's the one that murked. Either she's the one that murked him for all the money to keep it all, or they murked it and she had to live. But yeah, they're just lying. Like she didn't move out. The pig is still there. I'm just not buying any of it. They're just they all murked it somehow. I don't know. Maybe Dudenoff's not dead, but 100%, I'm for sure Dudenoff's the one that put those old school cameras in everybody's. That's why they're all 720 and old school.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
All those in. He's making his own movie. He might not even be dead. He could still just be directing the whole thing. But yeah, it's
a random social experiment.
Exactly. And that's why Bev was all in, because she wants access to this movie. And again, who is the one who wrote that in the contract that it was okay to put hidden cameras in everybody's apartments? It would have to be somebody that knew about these hidden cameras and wanted to keep them in there and keep using them. So now the brother sisters get brought in. They put in their new high-tech cameras. They're like, oh, shit, this got written in. Cool. We'll put in these new high-tech cameras, not even realizing that old school cameras are already there. Unless their lying asses were in it, and they were in on it with Dudenoff from the Jump Street to make this movie. They go back with them, too. So the sisters could know all about this, know that they put in their new in case they get caught. So maybe the old school cameras won't get caught. And they're just
playing their part.
This movie for them. And they're directing this movie for him. He's like, okay, I got to stage my death for the next stage of this to work. So I'm going to stage my death, act like I'm dead, and you guys are going to take it from here. And they could absolutely done it. Because as we know, they would have done anything for this man. But yeah, Vince even asking her to move back in. Like, if any of this is true, he would not be having the feelings he has and have her face all scratched out. Unless she was the murderer and they're trying to keep her confidential and keep her intact so nobody knew who she was, so she wouldn't get pinned for the murder, because she's actually the one that shot Saz. Yeah, the crew feels like this has all just led them into another dead end, but all is not lost, for Eva has used her secret pocket rocket to record the whole thing. And Alfonso says, we're all going to jail, but Mabel turns it off and says, no, you're not. He's like, we used to be huge, lonely weirdos, and we can't do this to them. So the podcast brought us all together. I don't want to use it to tear them apart. And the actors are so moved by this, they feel like they have whole new perspectives on their character arcs for their movie. All but Zach, who is a little more than disappointed with Oliver, who seemingly isn't a romantic at all. He was just like playing it up that way. Like, this is until he hears Oliver's new plans for the wedding, where it will be. He's going to have it right here at the Arconia, because that's where they fell in love, and he wants to be reminded of it each and every day for the rest of their very long lives. Oh, so sweet and touching. Not sure I need to see it sealed with that high wet one, but it was a nice touching scene. But Charles thanks Eugene for getting him in touch with his emotions. Did he, though? Like, I feel that was Charles just like half wigging out. I feel like in the end, that was actually like suppressing his most violent rage. But was that Charles like going in for a kiss at the end when Eugene just like turned and walked away? So what's up, fandom? Like, what did we actually see Charles wig out, or are we going to see him like actually go ham by the end of the season?
That was not wigging out. That was him miming. Like freaking Oliver said, you finally confirm you're a mime. But no, I don't see we're gonna. Only time the rest of the season, if anything, is like when it's revealed who killed Saz, and then I like to see his reaction of like what he's actually gonna do.
Was Charles actually going in for a kiss when Eugene just turned and dissed him like that, the same way Zach did to Oliver? He like went up like this, and Eugene just whoop. That was so funny.
Of course.
They all get on the elevator and leave, all but Mabel. And I was like, oh, snap, what's about to happen to Mabel? I thought she was about to get got after this one. But nope, nothing. We just flash forward to what I'm guessing is the very next night. And just when Mabel says, why can't we ever get a ding-dong when we run out of leads, they get a knock at the door.
I swear, I thought Saz was going to go and open the damn door and walk right in. Then I've been like, yo, AK, called it. Just like,
Were you feeling that way, AK? Do you think Saz was gonna pop up? Uh-oh, we lost one.
Oh shit! Damn it! Sorry,
You up mute?
forgot I had clicked the mute. No, I think who did I think it was? I think I thought it might have been Tony Danza that was coming in, but yeah.
Oh, that would have been sick. A sick Tony Danza showing finally after saying his name 800 times. This thing that would have been sick.
Mhm.
So why not bring her up? So they get the knock at the door, and it's Helga who just got her pig back from a not too happy Howard, and she says that she has news about Saz that she didn't want to bring up earlier. Why wouldn't she want to bring it up earlier, AK?
There's some very sus things going on there.
Amazing.
And I feel like I need far more information on that because it doesn't seem like. Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead.
It doesn't seem like what?
No, it doesn't seem like she needed to actually be away from everybody.
Yeah, she didn't say
to be told this.
And then she said Saz was on the ham radio talking about all the season 1 plot holes, and Oliver interrupted saying not plot holes, which means they're definitely going to giant you. But again, retcon you're written that way. Amazing. They're definitely going to go back.
Also, did we touch on the ham radio that Dudanoff had like ages back? Like he always had ham radio.
He started the club.
Yeah, he's the one that got them all getting in on it.
So it's like when they ask him, "Hey, why you have it?" and he like brushes it off. So it's like he must have like heard something he should have heard, and that's why he got.
Maybe that's how he got.
Possible.
Maybe that's what happened. But they show a whole thing about him saying he's killing himself, and he wants them to put him in the incinerator. Why go through all that if that's what happened?
Yeah,
murdered it, you know.
I mean, he's not an actor. He specifically is there to teach film, so he's behind the camera. I don't think he was acting. I think they were all being truthful.
Unless the pills didn't work and he like woke up or something, and then he's like, "Oh shit, I'm still alive," and then the murderer came and killed him.
I mean, what would he have been doing to where he would just wake up though? Because from that chair at the end of that, he was supposed to go to the incinerator.
Because I think like he took the pills. I think he had to like at least sleep it off or something there, and then they had to like move his body into the incinerator. So if he like would have woke up and say, "Oh, I'm still alive," the murderer could have just been there, been like killed him. And then they would have came and like, okay, now it's time to move his body into the incinerator.
Weren't they right there filming in the basement by the incinerator already though?
Yeah.
So they watched him literally die.
He asked them once he goes.
He asked them to
put him in the incinerator.
Yeah,
like was he alive when he was being put into the incinerator?
That's what I'm saying.
My thing.
No,
I don't think
he timed it. He had already worked out this timing. He made sure to take a large amount of whatever pills it was he took, and he wanted to get this message out. And then, as soon as I'm passed out and the heartbeat is gone, toss me in. They were right. That's why he had them meet him down there. So yeah, he didn't have to go far. He knew.
For me, I think that they just like let me like died and then they just came back.
Also, why get dressed up in a tux and have suitcases with you? I mean, if the suitcases are just going to get burnt up in the incinerator, why
to make it look?
Why does just throw your suitcases in the garbage or something? Like you don't need to take them. Like suitcases.
There's cameras around the building.
Does anybody even know he has suitcases?
And there you go, AK. That's the thing. Like to make it look like he was leaving.
There weren't cameras around the building until just recently. He was already dead.
Oh yeah, true.
The cameras weren't in yet.
Not in the lobby.
I don't know.
I mean, not all over the building is where they're putting those.
At least he is like an eyewitness.
There was,
other than the West.
Like someone could say they saw him walking towards the exit with suitcases.
Maybe. I guess we can go with that. But yeah, I don't know. He's like down there in a tux and suitcases. Like, do people usually wear a tuxedo on freaking airplanes?
It was his funeral. I mean, if they fancy, yeah. I've seen a lot of people dressed up on planes.
You wearing a tuxedo to Portugal? I don't know. That's crazy. To trick Helga, maybe? Yeah. But I mean, so he could look good in his final farewell video to Helga. I don't know. It's all
Yeah.
pussy as hell. I'm not buying any of it. It's all a lie. I don't know if he's dead or not. He could have definitely just thrown a bone in there. What was the big connection to Bulgaria? I mean, I know that's where these parts are coming from, but there has to be a bigger thing with this Bulgaria thing. Like we see Saz, like at the end of last season, she came in carrying a case of Bulgarian beer. Like there has to just be some bigger tie-in with this Bulgaria situation than just a couple body parts.
We will see.
The bags were for the cover. The tux was for the death performance. So the death performance, are you believing that he's actually dead? Because I think he's making a movie and he's not dead and he's just doing all this for his film. I don't think Dudenov's even dead.
I mean, we got that prosthetic part.
Yeah, the Belgian beer. That's what I'm saying. Like, why did they show her? And even in the end credits of that, they showed the case of the Belgian beer. Like, what is it about Belgium that we need to know that we're not seeing or putting together? And who the hell was in Saz's apartment that made that noise? That's what's really killing me. Who made that noise that they decided to just never go check on? Like, oh, somebody else is here? Oh, well, we'll just keep looking at this shit. Like, what? Come on. Killing me. Oh, but all in all, what do we think of this episode, fandom?
It was a good episode. Good episode. Like 7 out of 6.
Yeah, 7 out of 6. Nice. What? 7 out of 6.
Oh my gosh, 7.6. Oh my gosh.
Wow.
I'm tired.
Yeah, go. You need to go take a nap.
Oh, how about you, AK? How'd you feel about this episode?
I liked it. I will give it a solid 8.70.
8.7. I like it. I was in for it too. Absolutely. I'm there with you. I thought this was absolutely fantastic. They dropped some nuggets, answered some things as usual, gave us a few more. Like, yeah, they're all good episodes. I'm on with this season. I heard some people say like this isn't their favorite season. I'm loving this season. I think they're
I don't see how it isn't.
Oh, they are absolutely crushing. But I don't think everybody's picking up all the clues that we're picking up and talking about. So that might be it. Like if you're not getting it, then yeah, it might just be a filler episode because they slipped them right by you. But I don't think they're slipping much past us. We're getting most of it, and I think we're.
Did they have a filler episode this season? I can't recall.
I mean, some people might say the Kathy one was, the Melissa McCarthy one was, but I thought it was awesome, and they dropped some major nuggets there too. So yeah. I think I'm here for it. I'm excited. Old Bulgarian, the beer brand, is a nod to the Old Bulgarian detective Hercule Poirot from Agatha Christie. I didn't know that. That's pretty cool. If that's true, I had no idea. That'd be a trip.
Yep, Poirot.
Well, as usual, folks, we got just a couple trivia questions to see what everybody remembers about this episode. If you're watching, put your answers in the chat box. If you're watching later, put them in the comment section down below. Question number 1: who directed the film Lifeboat?
I don't remember.
No clue.
I bet the chat's
I
gonna
almost want to say what the hell's his name? Kubrick or something or other, but I don't think that's right.
Oh, we got one. I knew somebody would be bringing. There they come.
Oh, that's right.
That's how far back we are. There we go. Yeah. Absolutely correct. Alfred Hitchcock. Correct. Question number 2: what did Charles's license plate spell? Aphrodite. 100% correct. You already know. And from California, that is just shady as hell and such a huge clue. 100%. Oh, what did Charles say was the reason he couldn't open the hood? Oliver was telling him to put his hips in it like a
he say he likes to leave it for AAA to do so they can have something to do.
He does. He says, I like to leave it for AAAs. It gives them something to do. They appreciate that more, but that's not the reason he said he couldn't open it. Oh,
probably something to do with his manicure. I don't remember.
That was amazing. Aphrodite, absolutely correct. Oh, slipped one by him. Oh, here, Jake already nailed it. I knew somebody would get it. That was a good one, though. I was crying. He said it's a problem with the fuselage. He couldn't open the hood. I was dying. Oh, who is Charles' Wordle buddy?
That's a good question. Probably one of the brother sisters or the writer. I don't know.
Anybody remember who Charles' Wordle buddy was? Ooh, got him on another one.
Yeah, I took no notes for this episode.
Bada boom, there they come. Absolutely correct, LK. Got Jake Cruz bringing it in. Vince Fish. He's like, oh, he's my wordle buddy. He thought he was going to lose him when he found out he was probably one of the murderers. Oh, here we go. I know AK's got this one. What 1980s sitcom did Oliver say Tony Danza starred in?
Who's the boss?
Boss it up. Bringing it home. Absolutely the boss. And what did Eugene say Tony wanted to use for his new sauce? Or what name did Eugene say Tony wanted to use for his new sauce that he was made?
I don't remember that.
Anybody remember what the name was? It's very fitting. Extremely fitting. What did Eugene say Tony Danza wanted to, what name did Eugene say Tony Danza wanted to use for his new sauce?
Oh shit. Oh, the
Absolutely correct.
What's the sauce?
Who's the sauce?
Who's the sauce?
Who's the sauce was going to be the name. Very clever. Very clever. How often did Zach say he and his wife got married?
How often did he say they got married?
Was it quarterly or annually?
What did he say?
Quarterly?
Absolutely correct. Absolutely.
That sounds exhausting.
He said, my wife and he said it has to be spectacle. He's like, me and my wife get married quarterly.
I'm like, I mean, he must be like living the life.
Oh,
It's like weddings are expensive.
Hey, hell yeah.
Food is great, but oh my God.
How long ago did Rudy say he had met Dudenoff?
7 years? 5 years?
Anybody remember how long ago did Rudy say he met Dudenoff? Anybody got that one? Put in the chat box. If you're watching later, put it in the comment section down below. How long did Rudy say he knew Dudenoff? Keeping it moving. How many jobs did he say he was holding down at the time when he met him?
5.
He says, I got that one. My man was holding down 5 jobs when he met him. Holy shnikes. And his roommates were disgusting. Oh, what did Dudenoff's wife do for work? That is incorrect, Jake Cruz. Oh, we got him on one.
Was she a painter?
That is incorrect.
Teacher?
Anybody remember what Dudenoff's wife did?
I don't remember. Yeah. Teacher's my last guess.
I will give you quarterly credit for that.
Part-time substitute teacher? Oh,
she was a teacher. Anybody remember what kind of teacher she was? She was a specific kind of teacher.
Social studies, English.
We'll give you guys half. You guys get half.
Liberal arts.
She was a teacher. Who remembers what kind of teacher she was? What's that, Phantom?
It was an art?
No.
There's something to the point that she had to like rent rooms.
Incorrect. Yeah, she did use some of her rented rooms for it. Absolutely. Hey, LK brought it home. There we go. She was a music teacher. Well done, LK.
Okay.
Good job. Yep, she was a music teacher, and sometimes
admitted LK on the cast.
You know too many answers.
Okay, here on the cover. Selena, is that you?
Too good. You're too good. Oh, that's my bell.
You over here cloaked.
That's Eva playing my bell. I know. Oh man. How many train stops away did Helga say her lovely little hovel was?
It's like 58.
85.
What'd you say, AK?
How? 85. Or it was 84 or 85. Why are you even at this building?
Hey,
I was saying the same thing too.
I don't understand if y'all realize how far that is. That is absurd levels. 80 something stops.
Like even on the subway train alone is like close to like what 20 something. So it's like for that, like how many trains are you using? But if she's saying that's just like if that's one continuous train, I'm like, where the hell are you coming from?
I mean, she could be coming from Grand Central because she could be going there, getting on the Jersey Transit, getting on there's stops along the way going on the Jersey Transit. There another connector
It
Connecticut too.
kind of sounded like it was like one like train. So I'm like, the way I was just coming on.
Incorrect.
Right.
Incorrect. Oh, that's a rough one. Phantom had it backwards. AK nailed it right out of the gate and then switched it. And all those
that is just an absurd level of travel. Like,
get a car
even how long that is, right?
Uber, Lyft, something.
Hire an Uber for that one.
Incorrect.
84 trips, absolutely not.
Incorrect. Yeah, that's a lot. It wasn't 84.
Or 85, that's what it was.
There you go. You said it right out of the gate, and then all these numbers start switching. It was 85. AK said it right out of the gate. Phantom had it backwards, 58. But yeah, 85, right out of the gate. Oh, just a couple more left. What was Glenn Stubbins working on as a stuntman when Saz contacted Helga? What movie was Glenn Stubbins working on as a stuntman when Saz contacted Helga?
I don't know why I want to say Gladiator, but I don't think that was it.
Mm-mm. It is not a movie I've ever heard.
I don't remember, but I do remember that I'm sus. He's back in the sus pool.
Oh yeah. What movie was Glenn Stubbins working on as a stuntman when Saz contacted Helga? Anybody remember that one? Deep dive. Did I get a second one we stumped him on? Did we stump
that information? Why couldn't she say it around the Westies though?
Yeah, exactly. It made no sense. Because they're all lying. That's why. They're all liars. Absolutely. Project Rokon Coma to be exact, but absolutely correct, Jake. We're going to give you that one. And how many uses did Eva's multi-2 claim to have?
It was like 3 or something.
Oh boy. Not even close.
How many uses did Eva? Vibrator.
Yeah, I don't remember.
It used to like, what was it? Did something to the face. It was like it wasn't a tan thing. Is it for acne or something or wrinkles?
To tighten her pores.
There you go.
Tighten her.
Those are 3 things I can remember off the top of my head.
How many uses did Eva's multi-tool claim to have?
And for her to put it to her face and that's literally a sex toy, I'm like, what the hell are you doing, woman?
He's the syndicating red herring of this season. Could be. Oh, Jake, bring it home again. Absolutely correct. 19-1. Well done, you, Jake. Bring it home. You actually had to look at the thing on the end credits to see that. I don't think she ever said it. You actually had to read the thing on it. So nice deep dive. I thought I was going to get everybody on that one, Jake. Well done. And last but not least, what time was Dunoff's funeral?
7:30.
Incorrect.
You were cordially invited.
Oh, she's reading it. She's like, I got it. I wrote it down. Damn it.
No, I didn't. I just remember the thing just popped into my head for the invitation. I don't remember.
Yeah, that's awesome. What's up? Anybody remember what time did it say the funeral was going to start?
I don't know if it was 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Incorrect. Last one out the door. Incorrect. That's a good guess. Trying to put together the other times with the other times that we know what happened. But it was written down on that invitation. What time was Dunoff's funeral? That's your clue. Incorrect. That's funny. I didn't even have that as a question. And then when I was going back looking at something, I noticed that. I was like, oh, that makes a perfect 15 because we only had 14 questions. That makes a perfect 15. Oh, how much was that check to Helga for? How is that not a question? I knew you'd be looking at that damn check. He's like, he's going to be pausing on this shit. Absolutely. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that is it. Anybody knows that one? What time was Dunoff's funeral? Write that in the comment section.
I gotta go back to notes because the first 2 episodes or so, I was like killing it. Now I know nothing.
He's like, I ain't getting nothing right. Oh, you came in through with a couple clutch ones. But that's definitely going to do it for us. I hope everybody out there is having a great one. I am absolutely loving this show and can't wait to see what the next 2 episodes bring. We only got 2 more left, people. So I think we're honing in on it and just about got it dialed in. We just need 1 or 2 more pieces to the puzzle. And I believe we're going to have it nailed. And like I said, I think there's going to be 3 murders and we haven't even seen the third one. Third one might happen at the thing. I think the finale episode is going to be their wedding. It's going to be Oliver's and Loretta's wedding. So I think that'll be the final episode, and I think there's going to be a murder at the wedding, and that'll be the third murder.
I don't think they're even going to get married. I think the murder is going to happen, and then it's pretty much going to be like called off.
Could be. That could be what happens. Somebody who's close to him, or maybe Oliver is the murderer, and he's like, I can't be getting married.
Stop with the murder of Oliver.
I'm calling it now. The stuntman that Saz was talking about was Marshall Glenn. Ooh, I love that. Okay. Yeah. They showed us Glenn, but yep, it might not be him at all. That was just another quick red herring that they tried to give us. I love the Shaggy Dogs.
Yep.
There. I love that.
Who was Marshall again? Hold on.
The writer.
Oh yeah. I knew it was like, okay. Yeah, I already knew the writer like episodes ago.
Yeah, a fake ass writer.
I think LK was going to let me on with the writer because of the whole
he's sus.
Said like, oh, you look like Maple, but that wasn't Maple.
Mm-hmm. Oh shit! That LK put that one out first. That was great.
Yep. Unless it's freaking the actress playing Maple.
Ava.
Yeah.
Eva.
Yeah.
If what?
Maybe like he mistaken Maple for her.
For Ava.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh shit! Oh, there's my call. Yep, I'm getting blown up. I gotta get out of here. I'm running late. Hope everybody out there is having an absolutely fantastic week, and it only gets better from here. Till we see you on Tuesday for the Penguin. You guys have a great weekend. Be easy, everybody. Later.
He had it.
Everybody sus.